Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Christian Fix It, and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace a clutch on a 2000 F150. It's got the small V6 engine, so this should apply to any body style like this F150. I'm also going to be replacing the slave and the clutch master cylinder, and this is going to be the short and sweet version. So everything is already mostly taken apart. I'm just going to show you exactly what I did.
Alright guys, first things first, you want to remove this the top shifter. You got to take off the nut off of here and thread it onto here. The reason I got it on there backwards is because I wasn't paying attention, and this the threads were barely sticking out, so as soon as I started to get it tight on there, it tightened and then it kind of pulled the threads off. So I did it this way to catch a new set of threads. Tapped on the edge a little bit, and little by little started working it off. Now that the bolt's removed, you can see the shifter pops right up.
Alright, now that the top is done, we're down here at the bottom. So start by taking off your 4 bolts on your drive shaft that hold it on. After that, what I usually do is I go ahead and I take off the here we go. There's 2 bolts, your transmission mount or nuts. You remove those. After I did that, I went ahead and took out the crossmember bolts. There's one right here, one right here. So one and one on each side towards the front, and on the back you have another 2. Sorry about the lighting, guys. Right there. So I went ahead and removed those, and then you have your line to your slave cylinder, and there's this plastic piece. You just push it in with the tool that comes in your clutch kit and pull it out. Sometimes it can be difficult, sometimes you got to clean it and to get it to work right. Okay, next you remove this connector on top of the transmission right there. See, your slave is right there, and then you have somebody had removed this before and did a clutch, and they didn't do it right, so it was leaking out of the slave cylinder. And anyways, they broke all some of the connectors and the harness off. So you remove it off of this, and then there's another one over here, right here. Remove it right there, and then this connector, you unplug it back, your speed sensor in the rear. So after that's done, remove this, it's got a stud on it, holds your fuel line. Just remove that, pull that off. And then on this side, there's one more connector right here. It was mounted right there and it's popped off. And on top of the cross member, you're gonna have 2 bolts, and it looks like they ripped them off for the shield right there. But you're gonna have to remove those. There's a bracket that holds the bolt in. And on this side too, there's the other bracket, and they didn't care and pulled it off. So I'm gonna drop the cross member and then get back to you on what's next. Well, this is why you don't take your transmission or any automotive work to the cheapest guy you can find. This is supposed to go up here, and the mount bolts to it. Supports the transmission. I guess the transmission rests on top of it and bolts keep it secure, but the bolts were, as soon as I dropped the cross member, this came down, and then this is loose. I mean, you can see it's finger tight. Now we're about out. See, you got a couple of bolts right here, those 2, and there is a bracket up there. It needs to be removed to your left, and then you take out those 2 bolts. On this side, you can see those. You remove your starter, and then don't forget these bolts that go this way. So now that we're all loose, she is ready to come out. Well, she is out. So I'll be replacing the slave, and I had to take off the exhaust bolts to get it to come out. I didn't want to come out, so just 2 on each side, And I'm gonna be taking off the clutch now. To take off the clutch, you just gotta remove all those all the way around. See what it looks like. Well, the clutch is off, and look at that flywheel. That's no good. All these hot spots everywhere. Heat cracks, you can kind of see them in there. The guy said that they had just put a new clutch in it and it didn't work. He just bought the truck, and that's what the previous owner said. So I don't know. It didn't have no pedal, so I don't see how it could slip that much because of those heat marks. And they said the clutch was new. Look at all that, all those hot spots, and it doesn't look like it's new. The way you can tell these start to wear out is when it gets close to the rivets, the lining wears out, it starts to go down. That one's just smoked, so that's how you pull one out. And like I said, I'll be replacing the slave. It's just these 2 bolts. One is right there. I'll clean all this up. The other one is right there. And just reverse procedure, bleed it out, and she'll hit the road. We'll see y'all next time.